never imagined that my life would take such a complicated turn. My name is Eleanor, and I've always been the devoted mother and grandmother, putting my family first. But as I sit here reflecting on the past few months, I realized that the lines between love and desire can blur in ways that are both exhilarating and terrifying. It all began with my son, Anila David. He was charming, attentive, and had our way of making everyone feel special. I watched him grow close to my daughter, Lily, and I was grateful for the happiness he brought into her life. But there was something about David that stirred feelings in me. I had long buried. It started with lingering glances, subtle touches, and moments that sent shivers down my spine. One evening after a family gathering, I found myself alone with David in the dimly lit living room. The air was thick with unspoken tension, and as we reminisced about old times, our laughter faded into silence. I could feel his gaze on me, a heat that made my heart race. In that moment, I was acutely aware of the space between us, charged with an energy I had never felt before. As he leaned closer, I could see the warmth in his eyes, and I felt the magnetic pull that was impossible to resist. Our breaths mingled in the stillness, and when our lips finally met, it was as if the world around us faded away. The kiss was soft, at first tentative, but it quickly deepened, igniting a fire within me that I thought had long been extinguished. I felt alive, desired, and utterly lost in the moment. In the weeks that followed our encounters became more frequent, each one filled with a mix of passion and guilt. We met in hidden corners of the house, where the world outside faded away, and all that mattered was the connection we shared. I remember one afternoon, the sun streaming through the curtains, casting a warm glow around us as we sat close together on the couch. Our fingers brushed, and I felt a jolt of electricity. Eleanor, he whispered, his voice low and husky, sending shivers down my spine. I looked into his eyes, and in that moment I saw a reflection of my own desires. We leaned in, and our lips met again, this time with a fervor that took my breath away. I could feel his hands on my waist, pulling me closer, as if he wanted to erase the distance that had always existed between us over the course of our secret affair. We found ourselves entwined more than 15 times each encounter, a mix of exhilaration and dread. Every stolen moment felt like a secret world of our own, filled with whispered confessions and shared laughter. I found myself craving his touch, the way he made me feel alive, cherished, and desired. But with each encounter, the weight of our secret grew heavier. I was torn between the thrill of our intimacy and the guilt that gnawed at my conscience. Lily began to sense that something was off. The laughter that once filled our home was replaced with an uncomfortable silence. I could see the worry in her eyes, and it tore at my heart. I was caught in a web of my own making, and I knew I had to make a choice. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, I confronted David in the garden. The air was heavy with unspoken words. "We can't keep doing this," I said, my voice trembling. "It's not just about us anymore." He reached for my hand, his touch sending a familiar warmth coursing through me. He never meant for it to go this far, but I can't help how I feel, he replied, his eyes searching mine for understanding. Tears streamed down my face as I realized the depth of our entanglement. We had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed, and the consequences loomed large. In that moment, I understood that love could be both beautiful and destructive. With a heavy heart, I made the decision to end our affair. It was painful, but I knew it was necessary for the sake of my family. As I walked away from David, I felt a mix of relief and sorrow, knowing that the shadows of our secret would linger long after our final goodbye. In the days that followed, I focused on rebuilding my relationship with Lily, cherishing the moments we shared. The memory of my affair with David would always remain a part of me, a reminder of the complexities of love and the importance of honesty. I learned that While secrets can bind people together, they can also tear families apart. And in the quiet moments of reflection, I found solace in the knowledge that love in all its forms is a journey filled with both light and shadow. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Your support means everything to me and helps us create a space where we can share, reflect, and grow together.